When you're dealing with inputs on the console, the first stage that you have to deal with is gain. In this case, we're going to start working on the lectern, so I have to select the lectern input. So that's the select button. Now I'm going to move over to the gain, and typically between 11 and 12 o'clock, if you look at the little digits or divots there, that's a good starting point. Also a good starting point with the human voice. Actually, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to view my EQ, so when you pop up here and I hit view, you can see now I'm viewing the EQ. It says input lectern 1, input 9. So now if we jump back out here, you can see, and what I'm going to do is just roll this frequency all the way to about 120 hertz. So if you look here on the left-hand side, I'm going 82, 90, so about 120 hertz. There's not much in the human voice that falls below that. So that kind of just cleans up a whole pile of stuff that might feed back on you. I want to get into the equalizer section of this board. It's a parametric EQ. Within this you have a rotary knob for gain, a rotary knob for frequency, and a rotary knob for Q. You also have 4 bands that you can work with: a high, high mid, low mid, low. Now if you look, I'm going to select the low, and you can see the highlighter goes to there, and that means that's the frequency you're working on. And then if I go low mid, you can see that goes to number 2, that's the frequency you'll be working on. High mid, number 3 is the frequency you're working on, and high is the 4th frequency that you're going to work on. Now if I go back to the low and I add a little bit of gain, you're going to see on the graph here, you'll see it's moving up, and if I take gain away, it's going down. So you're just adding or removing low frequencies. You can select the frequency that you want by rotating your frequency knob, and you can also adjust the Q. The Q is the bandwidth, the amount of EQ it's going to take. So right now it's taking a very narrow bandwidth, but if I rotate my Q, you can see it's taking the frequency that I want plus a whole bunch of frequencies around it. So you can do that for all 4 bandwidths. So that's my low. Now I can go to my gain, and that's my low mid. Drop it, move it, change the Q. High mid, sorry. Lift it, drop it, change the frequency, change the Q, and on your high, lift it, drop it, frequency change, or Q. So that's your 4 levels of parametric EQ that you have available to you on this board.